technical director and video producer. And, of course, Tony Flippin is the color commentator, and having our invocation now at Gerald Prim Stadium.
Not only these, but also you, Lord. Players tonight. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Wildcats taking on the Aubrey Chaparral. And we'll down there and comes here in a moment, but we are our anthem from the Sulphur Springs High School. Aubrey 1-3 on the season. We were telling you they lost to Sunnyvale in the first game of the year, 35-17. They lost to Kennedale, 17-10. They lost to Brock up hill 3A power, 56-7. And then last week they beat Van Alstyne 29-19. Their head coach is Keith Ivey. He is in his 12th season at Aubrey.
I remember him from last year that there was some longevity there, so that's good.
He is 79-56. Also had head coaching stints at Electra and Seymour out in West Texas. We are about to have the coin toss here.
Wayne Allen
For the Wildcats, as they use that role every week. Offensive lineman is another captain tonight. Jeffrey looks like Alex King is the other captain tonight for the Wildcats. The referee is Andrew Chestnut. We'll try to run down that official for a moment as soon as there. Sulphur Springs wins the toss.
We want the ball. That's normal. We won the toss. Normally, you defer these days. We score.
Wildcats will receive. They will be going left to right and away or toward the south zone. So, of course, Fairclough, head coach for 16th season as a head coach. 4 years at Sulphur Springs is 35-14, and he is 130-2. 16 years at Port Neches Grove. These two played last year, I believe, Tony, the first time that Sulphur Springs and Aubrey had ever met.
That's crazy.
The Wildcats in fashion 35-14 was expected to be a really close.
Talking that up, expected had a little district league. Thought that we were in for something and just never materialized.
They have lost all their receivers from last year. This is really kind of a big year.
Because last year they actually played a couple more of our district opponents pretty good.
They got hot in the playoffs, had a nice run in the playoffs, 35-33. Then 41. Finally, they lost 60-49.
It's a struggle.
Of course, Carolina went on to win the state, but start this year of the state going in. But I think that
now you can see we're not letting onside give us like Mount Pleasant did last week. We've got 5 people within yard range.
Yeah, Peyton Campbell is the kicker for Aubrey. They advance on the ball and kind of surprised the Wildcats with a very quick into nice return here for Springs.
Dobson
Went to the far side, return up the far side will be up to the 4-yard line.
That was Dobson doing his normal north-south game. He kind of was on the run when he caught it. He just kept going. We're going to start at the 40. They said he started out nice start.
Back to only a step or two. His Wildcats quickly turned around the ball. So for the second in a row, we've had something of a surprise kickoff.
Gimmicks, and sometimes they do that to work on it during practice or whatever.
Well, for have the ball at the 4. This through the left first down at the 50.
Dobson.
Oh, was it?
Well,
was Dobson?
In a whole days because how well in the backfield.
Second and by Dobson then. Quarterback is Drew Timmons. Whistles as the play gets underway. Second and 1.
And we drew a 5, so it's going to be 6.
Fair penalty.
Yep.
Wildcat.
Extremely well for football game this year.
Wildcat back, of course. Timmons leading only 85 of his pass.
We can still almost remember each incompletion after
46 of 54, 723 yards, 1 touchdowns, and interception. And here they swing it out to Jackson Hare, right side. Hare, look at the block, jukes a man, and able to get up to the 45-yard line, but that's a gain of 1 yard.
That was a lot of shuffling for 1 gain. They had that one covered.
So 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats at the 35 line, just underway, no score. So move south end zone at Gerald Stadium. 3 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Got Jack Virgil out there for a deep pass, but he's just a Deuce Timmons.
Fake handoff, and Deuce Timmons picking his way up the middle. He will have first down as he crosses the 50 to Aubrey at the 48-yard line.
Nardware first down, one of the game. I thought they might use that as an opportunity to hit Jackson on the post. We usually try to catch him, and he had a couple of really nice catches last game or so.
1st and 10. The 48, Timmons in the shotgun. Hands off. Says Jackson Hare. It breaks wide for him. Nobody's going to touch it.
Yeah, that's not a bad second option, is it? Nard first down, 47 yards, I think.
I've got it for touchdown for Jackson Hare. And Tony, what happened that it broke open like that?
Well, we had the defense or the offense spread out a little, so they were a little thin in there, and that offensive line did the C's. By the time he was where the linebackers are, the only thing could trip was a yard line. That's
about as easy a touchdown as you ever see, especially on a running play. So Eric Rodriguez kicked the extra point. Matthew Jeter snaps, makes upper holds, is up, and it is good. 7-0 Wildcat. 9:50 in the first. This is Wildcat on KSST.
He didn't even have to run full speed after about 20 yards.
Yeah. East Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcat. At 48-yard touchdown run by Jack Hare, the senior running back and receiver for the Wildcats. Rushing touchdown of the season. And 4 touch total, has 1 touchdown receiving.
48-yard average on record for the night. A bad start either.
I can't emphasize, I don't think anybody touched it.
No, if they did, it was right at the line of scrimmage, but I'm with you. I'm not sure they did. Looks like we're going to kick it deep, which I like.
Eric Rodriguez backs off about 10 yards, advances on the ball. He does kick it deep, but it will come down at the 10-yard line, and it will be here for Aubrey in the middle of the field. Hard is the turn man as he gets to the 27-yard line.
That looked like Zay Godbolt said, you've gone far enough. About took him down single-handedly, and they're going to start on about the 28-yard line, looks like. 9:43 left in the first.
Riley Lemons, sophomore receiver, for Aubrey. So 1st and 10, the Chaparral, the 27-yard line trailing. Sulphur Springs 6-0. Aubrey be moving from left to right, or actually it should be right to left, I should say.
Kind of look like South Lake Carroll uniforms.
Are navy blue and red, white jersey, navy blue pants, white helmet. Will Stewart, the quarterback, has a man deep, hit it at the 45-yard line. He is going down the near side of the 10, one man to beat, and he is caught behind inside the 5-yard line.
The state champion sprinter ran down at the 2. Wisenhunt.
That would be Creed Wisenhunt.
Was nowhere to be found. That broke so wide open. He was as wide open as Jackson was on the run. So went all the way from the 28 to the 2. My math skills don't show me that much.
That's Luke Heilman on the catch. All the way to the Sulphur Springs 2-yard line. And it's 1st and goal for Aubrey. Go with the I formation. H back to the left. And on 1st down, it's a dive play up the middle, close to the goal line, but no signal.
No signal. They're coming in. I think we're going to play at least one right there. They're a pretty good size offensive line, and they're going to just go north. No reason to make the same thing. 4 is pretty good size fullback.
Again, the I formation, very tight formation. Not much of a spread to it at all, and going into the line, then bouncing off to the right and getting the for Aubrey. That will be
33.
That would be Wheeler. I saw 34, but Blake Wheeler 33.
We stopped him at 5. There was enough of a shuffle going on. I thought we might have caused a fumble, but they rolled off and got in the end zone. So answer from Aubrey.
Extra point attempt here for Aubrey, and kick on the way. This is Peyton Campbell. Kick is good, and we are tied at 7-7 with 1 left to go in the first quarter. Aubrey comes right back with a long gain, then the touchdown run to tie the game. This is ball SST.
State Farm Insurance, Burry Laundromat,
See call.
GM Enterprises, Hodges Orthodontics, Royal 19 Meats, Roper and White Attorneys, Oliver Ford Lincoln, sponsors are Bell Con, and Dodge.
We are tied at 7.
For the Wildcats, number 7, Jackson Yetter, number 9, Dobson Martin.
The Chaparrals strong at that 48-yard run by Jackson. And they get the 1 down point. And now we have the second kickoff. By the way, we had the Hodge Chevrolet off to start the game. Now we'll have a second J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here.
Got Jackson Hare on the left hash and Dobson Martin on the right hash.
Peyton Campbell again bluffs as he's going to surprise us with, and then they back off.
Yep.
More creativity in high school football with you do in college and pro ball combined. Here's a kick again to the right side. This is taken by Dobson Martin, but
that's maybe Jackson Virgil.
The man who was in front of him in the formation. Yeah, that was Jackson.
Should have let have it. Jackson caught it moving backwards. Had to catch his feet under him. Dobson was in full speed, so talk to him about that. You want the man with the momentum catching the ball. But obviously they are going to have some variations on their kickoff too. They use that
72-yard pass that got to the yard line from Will Story to Luke Heilman. Here we go with the Wildcats. First down at the 27. Running play going nowhere. Trying to go off.
They got him.
Trying to go off the right side.
No gain. That's going to be Logan Gannon, number 1, Jackson Dormus.
That is a loss of 1.
He didn't even hesitate. A lot of times he'll sit there and let the linemen start their play, and he didn't this time. We're fixing to get called for offsides.
2 blockers come in, line up over on the right side again. They get snap to Deuce Timmons, and Timmons, I don't think got that first. He got across the 35 up to a 7-yard line. Wildcats very come right to the line. This is 4th and 1. They go for it here. To Timmons, and Timmons probing the line there.
He got it this time, but it was more work than it should have been.
It's
yeah.
Apparently they are going to
about a half yard and no measurement. I'm not a big fan of doing that. That's not our offense, and we're so low. Get up there and run your plays.
Again, they brought in the big blocking backs, Truth Holmes, the defensive line, and also Jackson Medlock on those last 2 plays. This is first down, even though the down marker says 4th. Now it says first down. And Deuce Timmons connecting over on the far side. The receiver almost gets away there. And that is Carpenter who makes the catch, Tony.
Shoestring kept him from scoring. Number 16 for Aubrey caught his shoestring. Luke Hellman. Otherwise, Carpenter was gone. Had another face mask because they went 15 yards. So it's going to be a Hood Hardware first down by way of penalty.
Game was up to, 47-yard line?
Yeah, about.
Tack on a yard personal fast. Aubrey. This moves the ball inside the yard line to the Aubrey 38-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Wildcats in the spread. Have a man motion from left to right. That is Jackson. Yep. Jet sweep. They give it to him, and it's going nowhere.
Yeah, they were ready for that one.
Here going all the way to the near sideline. And maybe got a yard or two, Tony. It's hard
Looks
to...
like, yeah, might have got 3 at most.
3, yeah.
Their scoreboard showing 2nd and 7. He ran a lot of yards to 3.
Yeah. Great job of containing the play there by the Aubrey defense.
He was in the slot. You can tell their coach that he's any of our motion from the slot, the chances are they may get it.
2nd down and 6. And they throw to the... This is a bubble screen.
And Virgil.
Jackson Virgil makes the catch and pulls away from Eckler and gets to the 31-yard line.
About 8.
I say a bubble, but really that was to Virgil.
He move and he made one miss and he barely got him. They've had a couple of those barely stops right here on this drive.
He had gone down a little bit before taking that pass. So here's 3rd and short again, 3rd and 2. Snap to Timmons. Timmons run it himself and going to his right and then cutting it back and using his blockers. Looks like he will close to the first down at about the 28.
Got it. Hood Hardware first down by Deuce. That was more like where he sits back and sees the lineman's going to defense and finds a hole. I don't know what the rate, but I'd say it's above 95% that there's no negative plays on that.
Right. So the Wildcats moving the ball down the field, but Tony Aubrey giving yardage grudgingly. And this is a running between the tackles. It goes, and I guess that's Dobson Martin. I didn't.
No, that was Jackson.
That was Jackson Hare.
Well, we're playing it pretty plain right now too, just running up the gut. We're not doing a whole lot. We haven't opened up the big pass yet. We're ready for a little no safety to go up the post right now.
Dobson Martin in there as the back behind
Carpenter there.
the line of scrimmage, and Deacon Carpenter here on a catch as rolling out was to Simmons, and he fired it to the side, caught by Carpenter. His second catch on this drive to the 24-yard line.
Third and a short one.
Whistles as play gets underway.
We call timeout.
Wildcats take a timeout. A 7-7 ball game. 3:59 left to go in the first period. Sulphur Springs have a 3rd and 1 coming up at the 20-yard line. This is Wildcats football on KSS.
I'm going out on a limb, and I'm calling the Panther score right now.
I don't know that it would be an upset.
Well, from the rating, it would, a ranking.
Well,
4, 3, 2.
we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but in other games tonight, a huge game, Panther Creek at Salina, Tony.
Yep. Basic game of the state. That's as good a game as there is. And I know in 4A, maybe in the state.
Number 1, Salina versus number 6, Panther Creek. Sulphur Springs right here, number 7. 3rd and 1. Snap to Timmons. Timmons going to his right and probing the line there and is down to the 17 or 18-yard line. Good move. It does.
Who hardware first down when we can see him shooting down the clock. We know he's made it. They are doing a good job of not letting him have the big gainers.
Wildcat offensive line, Vincent Johnson, the left tackle, Aiden McCarroll, the left guard, Jeff Stevenson at center, John Lopez, right guard, and Adrian Day Berry at right tackle. Doing a great job, man. It has not come easy against Aubrey defense. At least on this drive, it sure didn't come easy on that first touchdown by Jackson Hare.
Well, that just the motion.
Here's a loss. And they give it to Jackson. He is carried for a back to the 21-yard line.
Look like limits on both lines. No flag was thrown, and it almost looked like let's through with. No, it's going to get stopped. But as it is, there's a loss of 4.
Yes, behind the chain. And line to gain here will be the 8-yard line. So the line of scrimmage now is the 21. 3 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Move left to right. Timmons running out and going to be caught by the line here back at the 23.
Just trying to throw a deep corner to Jackson on that, and they had just enough clutter in the middle. He couldn't get around. So we got 3rd and about 16. 15 or 16.
So this Aubrey defense looks totally different than they did on the first possession.
Yep.
Wheeler given the credit for the sack there by our public address, Sir Jeff Harris. And this is 3rd and very long.
Deuce territory right here, but they've almost up.
Back at the 24-yard line, they need to reach the 8. Out here to the near side. Inside the 20, down close to the 15.
I think that was again.
Deacon Carpenter on a reverse.
He was going to throw the ball to Harris. Twin covered. So now we're going to try.
15th play, or was the 15th 15th play of the drive, by the way.
It's been slow. Just a minute 30 left in the first quarter. It's eating up the clock.
This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt by Eric Rodriguez. He hit a 36-yarder last week. Angle is slightly to the left, and the kick is on the way. And it is good. Lead to get a set.
Salina's got an OU quarterback in Panther Creek. They got an Oregon wide receiver and a Texas Tech defensive back at the very least.
That's unusual for Salina to have a major college prospect.
I don't know if he's going to pan out to be an Oklahoma quarterback, but he's going to start at it.
Wildcats football on KSST, brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, the University Interscholastic League. Pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime now, and we have arrived at halftime, presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Say thank you, please, to all of those fine sponsors. Wildcats lead at 24-7 at halftime. We're about to have the performance, first of all, by the Aubrey High School Band, and then we will bring you the performance of the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School Band. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band here in just a few minutes. To recap the scoring in the first half, Sulphur Springs took the opening kickoff. They went 60 yards in 4 plays, 48-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. Tony, I don't know if that was a draw play or what, but it just opened wide open for...
You and I would have gotten 20 out of it.
And just nobody there in front of Jackson Hare. It was unbelievably easy, and he went 48 yards for the touchdown. Eric Rodriguez the kick to make it 6. But then Aubrey comes back with a 72-yard touchdown pass. That was not a pass, 72-yard pass to the 2-yard line from their quarterback, who is I don't know why I blanked on his name there for a moment, but Luke Heil.
If we had a sprint champion, it would have been 2 more yards and a touchdown.
Reed Wisenhunt, the regional 100-meter champion last spring for Sulphur Springs, caught him at the 2. Blake Wheeler scored on a 1-yard run, and the kick was tied the game 7, still early in the first quarter. Wildcats then came back with a very long drive, 40 yards, 15 plays. But they get the 42 or 32-yard field goal it was by Eric Rodriguez to make it 10-7 with 1:15 left to go in the first quarter. Little scoring, or very little action to speak of in the early part of the second quarter, but the Wildcats come back following an Aubrey punt, and they go 70 yards in 9 plays on a drive, and Drew Timmons scores on a 12-yard run. With the extra point by Rodriguez, it was 17-7 with 2:44 left to go in the first half. Sulphur Springs gets the ball back as they sack quarterback Will Story and lost the ball. It was recovered by Jackson Medlock for the Wildcats at the Aubrey 39-yard line. And then a second play, Jackson Hare, a 36-yard pass for the touchdown from Drew Timmons to make it 24-7 with only 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
And that one pass, the defensive line has really given our offensive line all we needed for the first half. But on that touchdown play, they did a perfect job of taking the pocket. He was able to step in it, get his mechanics under him, perfect pass. And that's the way they draw it up in the locker room.
Yeah, one of the only times in the first half that Drew Timmons was able to set up and throw.
They really harassed him all game.
He's been having to move in the pocket and sometimes scramble and sometimes throw it away, and he's been sacked a time or two as well here in the first half. So defense especially after that first possession by Sulphur Springs. Did a great job until the last minutes of the first half. And the Wildcats now have a seemingly 24-6 lead here at halftime. You have some scores of things.
If I'll just get ready for it, I hadn't done what I don't even did with my phone. There it is.
I know that
it's 7-7 on the ball game for Salina nearly at halftime.
And they have Creek.
Yeah.
So that's the two top teams, or we think, in the district, and certainly will have something to say about that.
Yep.
The highest ranked team, Salina's number 1, and Frisco Panther Creek is 7.
All right, in local games or district opponents, you got Cooper is losing to Paul Pewitt 8-0 at halftime. Greenville Lions are losing 41-7 from Mesquite at halftime. I thought that might be a halfway decent game.
Mesquite Poteet.
Yep. Como Picton is up 32-16 over Alba-Golden at halftime. Como's having some success this year, and that's good. Pittsburgh Pirates up 17-7 over Dallas Christian in kind of an odd scheduling deal there. Aubrey and Sulphur, Frisco and Salina 7-all. Mount Vernon is leading Mineola Yellow Jackets 24-13. These are basically halftime scores. Here is a huge one. Commerce Tigers 35-10 over the top 5 ranked Winsboro Red Raiders with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Wow.
So there's got to be some turnovers or some big plays to have that much.
Winsboro is ranked number 1 this week.
I thought they were in either 1, 2, or 3.
They had
something
moved
like
up to number 1. And by the way, Sulphur Springs, folks, the Tigers are coached by former Sulphur Springs Wildcat John McSheffery.
Yes.
Who played on the state championship team of 2008.
He was a headhunter, too. Paris Wildcats are down to Lake Dallas Falcons 10-6 at Paris with 4 minutes left. That's kind of a upset in the brewing to me. And then Emory Reigns is up 14-7 over Eustis at halftime. So a couple of interesting scores, and we'll keep up with them through the rest of the game.
As you said, Salina and Panther Creek tied 7-7.
Panther Creek's got the ball, but now I got to get it back on TV to watch it. I'm cheating watching that while we're doing here.
And I made the mistake of saying Panther Creek is number 7. Sulphur Springs this week is number 7.
Yep.
And Panther Creek was ranked number 6 this week. The Wildcats have both of those teams, of course, coming up on the schedule. Next week is an open date for Sulphur Springs, and then the week after that, so 2 weeks from tonight, at Salina. Huge game for Sulphur Springs and for Salina. They have to play now Salina, this Aubrey team next week.
Yes.
So Wildcats do have the advantage of having the open week and 2 weeks to prepare for Salina.
Yeah. Salina doesn't have a bye until after us.
So that is, I think, something that is very much to the Wildcats' advantage, and the advantage of Brandon Faircloth to have 2 weeks to prepare for Salina, the defending state champion and the number 1 ranked team in the state currently. So some college games going on, some of them tonight. TCU at Arizona State should by now be underway on Fox. And then Houston at Oregon State tonight on ESPN, starting a little bit later. The Big 12 has gone to some Friday night games, which I'm not a big fan of, but nevertheless, they have done it. Tomorrow at 11, South Alabama at North Texas, UNT 4-0 so far.
They played some ball this year. I'm proud for them.
At 2:30 tomorrow, Auburn at A&M. That game is on ESPN. Big game in the Southeast Conference. Also at 2:30, Baylor at Oklahoma State on ESPN2.
Oklahoma State will have a new coach for the first time in probably 25 or so years, as Gundy got fired during the week this week. So that'll be a different heading.
Did they lose to Tulsa? Wasn't that the...
I think that was the crowning blow.
And Rice at Navy tomorrow at 2:30. Rice is 3-1. Navy is 3-0. That is on CBS Sports Network on cable. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, the A&M Lions at home versus North Carolina Central
How did they do last week at Grambling?
They lost 31-28. ETA&M lost. They led until late in that game, I believe, and something
competitive, so that's
went
good.
Wrong. Yep. And North Carolina Central coming into Commerce tomorrow night with a 3-2 record. They are an FCS team along with A&M Commerce now, so that should be a very competitive game. 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, Louisiana Tech at UT El Paso. The other game involving a Texas team. Obviously, or apparently, Texas Longhorns have an open date because I didn't see them.
Yeah. I know I'll be sitting in my chair watching the Aggies and Auburn.
And Kyle Field will have the usual 95,000 or so in the stands tomorrow in College Station. Well, here it is 24-7 Sulphur Springs, and if you tuned in late, that may sound like it's been an easy time for the Wildcats, but it has been anything but. They finally got it going there in the latter stages of the first half and put a couple of touchdowns up. A 12-yard run by Drew Timmons with 2:44 to go, and then they got a turnover as Jackson Medlock recovered a fumble and scored on a touchdown pass 36 yards from Drew Timmons to Jackson Hare to go up 24-7 at halftime. So we still have the Aubrey High School band on the field here at the half, and very shortly we expect that we'll have the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School band performing, and we will bring that to you this evening when they take the field. Just to touch on another couple of those scores that you mentioned, Tony, that is just really shocking to me. Commerce leading Winsboro.
Absolutely.
35-10, did you say?
7, I believe. 35-7
in the first half.
With 4 minutes or so left in the second quarter. So that's huge. I mean, I feel like Commerce is probably a pretty good team, but something's up to be that big of a disparaging score that early in the ball game.
And that game is at Winsboro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh, there'd be some hot folks in Winsboro. Yeah. I know some of them, and they take their football real serious. Of course, they do in Commerce too. And Johnny McSheffrey, he's an intense human, and I promise you, if they give him a chance, Commerce usually has athletes, and he'll bring a program to them. This is probably about his 4th year.
That's right.
Something like that, and so if they'll hang with him, I'm not going to say he's going to get to the line weaver or cron stage, but who knows? But he will make them competitive, and he'll put their name on the map. And
then you had Mesquite Poteet way up on Greenville at halftime or close to halftime.
Yeah, I thought that would be a fairly close game. I stuck my foot in my mouth there with you.
Yeah. Poteet has won a game. They beat Woodrow Wilson, I think, last week, and Greenville still has not won.
And Pittsburgh over Dallas Christian. Dallas Christian is a perennial 3A state champion in TAPS. Pittsburgh is where my buddy's son, John Huffstadler, is in his first year, and he's turned that program around, and so I'm glad to see some success there with John.
24-7 here, the Wildcats leading, and we will take a break and come back, and very soon we'll hear from the Sulphur Springs High School band when Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. Okay, good.
Salina just dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone. 3 minutes left there at the 30-25. Only got one timeout left plus 2-minute warning, so they're okay.
Wildcats 24, Aubrey 7 at halftime. And Aubrey will have the football to start in the second half, so it'll be an important possession for them. Wildcat volleyball, Lady Cat volleyball, I should say, they are 22-8, Tony, under head coach Bailey Dorner. Now, they played Texarkana Pleasant Grove this afternoon at 4:30 in Wildcat Gym. That was going to be a big game because Pleasant Grove is 18-10.
That's probably a district too.
It is a district game, right? So we do not have the score on that. If someone would like to call KSST with that score and pass that on to James Terry, he'll pass it on to us, and we'll let you know. Lady Cats Tuesday night at 6:30 at Pittsburgh, and that'll also be a district game.
They're in district now, it sounds like.
And they opened up district play with a 3-2 win over North Lamar on Tuesday night.
Well, they're quite athletic, and I went to the one game, and it was fun. I need to try and get out there again, and there was a decent crowd out there supporting the ladies.
This game tonight go a long way toward deciding the district championship versus Pleasant Grove. So we'll try to have, if we don't have the score before the night is over, then we'll have that for you tomorrow on KSST.
And this is going to blow your mind too. We just started football. We're in week 5, and it won't be too long. We're going to be talking about ladies and men's basketball.
We are, after tonight, we are halfway through the regular season. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, once it starts, it gets gone.
And as we've said, next week is an open week, open date for Sulphur Springs, and it comes at a great time. It gives them 2 weeks to get ready for Salina at Salina 2 weeks from tonight. While Salina will have to play this Aubrey team at home next Friday night. So the Wildcat Band moving out onto the field, and ahead of them, the Blue Blazes, who will perform first. We are broadcasting to you from the Bill Bradford Press Box at Gerald Prim Stadium tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and here are the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School Band.
to put the show in showtime. Sulphur Springs High School proudly presents their award-winning Blue Blazes. The 64th line to strike up the band include Sergeants Lillian Perez, Chelsea Molina, Vanessa Herrera, Maria Miranda, and Cameron Smith. And Abby Nugera. Senior Lieutenant Irma Moreno. Co-Captain Kara Fagan. And leading your Blazes onto the field, your captain, Emma Palacios. The Blazes want to recognize this week's Julia Wilhite State Farm Blazes of the Week, Jade Cervantes, and their Spirit Girls of the Week, Maya Maydew, and this week's Spotlight teacher, Mrs. Shannon Welch. The Blue Blazes can't thank their sponsors enough for their ongoing support this year. Nations Lending, Corner Grub House, RGW Hauling, J&D Dozier and Moulton, Nottingham Dodge, Larry and Sherry Finney, the Fuller family, the Palacios family, Highway 19 Construction, the Sign Shop, House of Sabo, Bob Evans, Slaughter's Barbecue, Wyatt's Towing, Credit Union of Texas, HTO, D&S Custom Cabinets, Cornerstone Renovations, and Barres Laundry Services. Blue direction of alumni member, Mrs. Meredith Dial. Tonight, we want to welcome onto our field the Blazes and the SSHS Sparks as they celebrate the great state of Texas with an exciting crop routine to deep in the heart of Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they come, your three-time state finalist band. Say it with me loud and proud, man, oh man, that Wildcat band. The band is being led onto the field by drum majors Kanan Gibson, Rafael Flores, Anthony Small, and Charles McDermott. The Wildcat Band would like to recognize this week's section of the week, the Euphoniums. And this week's band members of the week are Maddie McWhorter and Mason Maynard. Tonight, the Wildcat Band is excited for their home performance of their 2025 UIL competition show, Stained Glass. And they would like you to welcome our amazing 8th grade band members joining us tonight on the sideline. Now, Wildcat fans, sit back and enjoy the Sulphur Springs Wildcat Band as they present Stained Glass. Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Band. Directors for the band are Spencer Emmert, Allison Martinez, Zachary Griffin, Cody Brown, Brittany Robinette, Steve Proctor, Connor Dawes, and Marshall Oman. The
Wildcat Band entertaining the fans at Gerald Prim Stadium here at halftime with Wildcats leading over Aubrey 24-7. We'll take another break and we'll have the second half kickoff. Wildcat football continues after this on KSST.
Travel tomorrow to Coach Kenny Dill Stadium at Melissa High School for our first competition. And go Wildcats!
Rangers win 7-3 this season,
Good.
and our streaming is much better now.
Okay. Matt, did you hear that? Can you see better with the light off?
It hadn't bothered
Backlight.
me. I mean, that's fine. I can see fine.
We'd like to take a minute to thank our platinum and champion Booster Club sponsors.
Wildcats football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. Pre-game is presented by Super Handy, halftime presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Wildcats lead at halftime 24-7 over the Aubrey Chaparrals, and Aubrey will have the football to start the second half. Rangers have beaten the Cleveland Guardians tonight. Final score is 7-3. Cleveland tied for first place in the American League Central with Detroit going in, so this is a big series for Cleveland, and the Rangers take the first game tonight. So Wildcats here will be kicking off. It'll be the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and Eric Rodriguez has it teed up at the 40-yard line.
Right as we went off the air, Panther Creek scored right before halftime, so Salina and Panther Creek are tied at 14 in the all-important district game at Salina tonight.
We'll keep up with that one for you. As the second half goes along, Eric Rodriguez backs way off the ball, and he boots this one to the goal line and rolls on into the end zone for a touchback.
That nearly bounced sideways and nearly stayed in the field of play, which would have been real interesting.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring it out to the 25 as we start this third quarter. Very important defensive stand right here to keep control what you got at the tail end. If you let them score, you kind of lose some of that momentum that you got going into halftime.
Great point. That first possession of the second half, very, very important for both teams. So Aubrey will be on offense. The Chaparrals wear white jerseys, navy pants, navy numbers outlined in red, the white headgear. Wildcats in their royal blue jerseys and pants with the white helmets here tonight at Gerald Prim Stadium. Will Story is going to be hit and brought down on the first play from scrimmage.
32. TJ Bolden, according to Jeff.
Yep. It's a 10-yard loss back to the 15-yard line. No, they give him the 17. I should have known that. So it's an 8-yard loss. TJ Bolden.
That was a bull rush there, and they were trying to go deep and burn us like they did on the first possession of the ball game. So defense learned that song.
Second and 18 for the Chaparrals. Moving from left to right. Snap to Story. Story, the play action. And now he's going to run it up the middle, but he is brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Trey Pinnell got that. He came around from his left tackle position and went around the lineman and caught him from behind, brought him down back with maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain is all. 3rd and 16. Empty backfield.
Will Story, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation. 3-man front for Sulphur Springs. They're about 1.5 yards off the ball. Wildcats laying back on this 3rd and 16. Snap to Story on a long count. Looking downfield, pumps, throws deep, has a man out there, but the coverage is good for Sulphur Springs, and it's incomplete. And again, Luke Heilman, the intended receiver there for Aubrey. And he appears, Tony, to be just about the only threat they have as far as receiving is concerned.
And I think it was Creed Wisner that was back there with him, and if it was, he's got plenty of wheels to keep up with him.
Creed Wisenhunt, the free safety, go ahead.
Well, Gio might have been there back there with him in Galloway, but regardless, had it well covered. Early punt. Now it's important to catch this ball. We ought to start on the Aubrey side of the field.
4th down and 16, and getting away, the punt is Alejandro Chavez, and it takes a Sulphur Springs roll. It landed near midfield, and it hops back toward the Aubrey goal line. This is going to be a very short punt for Aubrey.
39-yard line, so that's going to be
38-yard line.
Yeah, 38-yard, 39.
About a
from the
20-yard
14. Yeah. So very good starting field position for the Wildcats, and just like the defense did their job, now let's put 7 on the board. Let Aubrey know this is going to be our ball game.
On the last 4 Aubrey possessions, the Wildcats defense has forced them to punt 3 times, and then they forced a fumble on the 4th time.
They've woken up. That first possession kind of embarrassed them, and since then they've done a pretty good job. Now is when we impose our offensive will on us. Use that big line. Let's take this and run it down there, put 7 on the board, and take command of the ball game.
24-7, the Wildcats lead. This is their first possession of the second half. They start at the Aubrey 39-yard line. Drew Timmons, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Gives off to Jackson Hare, and Hare is going to be caught and dropped for a big loss.
He fumbled. I don't know if they got it or not. Aubrey is saying they got it, and the referee is abiding with them. So, big turn of events right there. That's going to be Aubrey's ball at the 48-yard line on that first play.
They have really keyed on Jackson Hare tonight, and although he has a couple of long touchdowns, or relatively long touchdowns, he's had a hard time gaining yards from the line of scrimmage with the exception of those couple of plays.
Well, the ones that are successful have been north-south. When they've gone motion to the side, it's obvious they really keyed on that, and that's something that the coaching staff will have to be aware of, because if Aubrey knows it, everybody else does.
First down at the 48-yard line in Aubrey territory. This is Story, the quarterback, who faked the handoff, then goes off left tackle, and nothing really there for him. But, he ends up with a couple of yards, I guess.
Yeah, got a couple out of it.
To the 50-yard line.
I think that was a defensive line gang battle. Looks like Truth is either cramped up or got something on an ankle. He's walking a little gingerly coming this way, so hopefully that'll just be a matter of a play or two.
On that previous play, Jackson Hare was trapped for a loss in the backfield. Then the Chaparral stripped the ball and recovered at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 on him so somebody could go in there and dig, and that's exactly what they did.
And now 2nd and 8 at the 50. The quarterback, Will Story, looking to the sideline for the play. Has Johnny Johnson, a running back, lining up in the pistol now behind him by a couple of steps. 2 wideouts to the near side, H-back behind the left tackle. They give it to Johnson. Johnson going off, right tackle, and broke a tackle near the line of scrimmage and gets into the secondary somewhat to the 44-yard line of the Wildcats.
3rd and 2.
That's a gain of 6 yards.
We gave him about 3 yards because we caught him from behind and we pushed him toward his own goal line. So if we could have just held on, we'd have a 3rd and 4 or 5. Big play here. Let's see if we can stop them.
Ball between the hash marks. Wildcats lead 24-7, just under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Story under center. Hands off. Straight ahead.
He did not get a thing. Going to be 4th down, and for them to do that, I figured we're going to see the same thing again.
It was Corbin Frazier. And, no gain really there for...
I think T.J. Bolden was one that really ganged up there, so it's going to be 4th and 1. This is Aubrey's version of the tush push. They're pulling everybody in there, but they got one wide out, so we better watch for a fake and try the post.
It's an I formation, but a very tight formation for Aubrey with the fullback maybe a step behind the quarterback under center and then a tailback directly behind the fullback, but they are going to take a timeout.
Timeout. They didn't like what they saw.
4th and 1 at the Sulphur Springs 44-yard line. Aubrey trailing 24-7. This is Wildcats football on KSST. You want me to turn that light back on?
That's fine. I'm fine. I can turn this on when I need it. It doesn't. You don't have to keep it on. It's
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's not the one. 4th and 1 at the 43-yard line, it says now, of Sulphur Springs. Huge play here.
Yep. I'm wondering. They're splitting some out now.
Yeah, they have completely changed their look here after that timeout.
They're still going to go with the quarterback up the middle. They're just spreading us out.
Snap to Will Story, the quarterback, and Story trying to pick his way there for a yard. I don't know if he got it, Tony.
I'm not. They're going to give it to him. He might have got a little bit. That's okay.
So it'll be a first down at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. He just barely got it.
Yep, 8 minutes and clock moving here in the third quarter. Like I say, 24-7 Wildcats. They spread the receivers out and all. Every time they've done that, basically that quarterback just takes off. Will Story just decides there's fewer people in the box now.
First down, the ball between the hash marks. Story, play action pass over the middle, and it is knocked down.
Yeah, I don't know if that was tipped or just a bad throw, but he kind of threw that one in the ground. It never had a chance to hit anybody.
Again, going for Luke Heilman, who had that 72-yard catch on the, second play from scrimmage of the game to the Sulphur Springs 2-yard line. So this is 2nd down and 10 at the Wildcat 43. Sulphur Springs leading 24-7. Running back to the left of Story, gives it to that back, and he breaks a nice gain off the right side.
Murphy with the carry around the right side. He's tackled there by number 3 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Gio, I couldn't see the number because his shirt was there. Gio did a good job of catching a toe because they had some blockers out there. So now we got 3rd and a long 4 or short 5.
Connor Murphy on the carry to the 36. Make it 3rd and 4. Pistol look for Aubrey. They almost lose it on the exchange there. Yep. And Story, the quarterback, dives on it for a loss back to the 39-yard line. So that's a loss of 3.
Yep. He was going to pull it out and try to run the option, and running back held on too long. So now it's going to be 4th and 8. They'll go for it here down by the score. They are. Excuse me.
24-7 with 6:42 left to go in the third quarter, and the clock is rolling. 4th down and 7 from the Sulphur Springs 39-yard line. Ball on the near hash. They move left to right. Story, empty backfield, and throwing downfield, and it is incomplete.
82.
Yeah, that is
Drew Don
Dellinger.
We don't want him to be thrown to. We're just going to call him Drew.
Drew Don Dellinger. And that's not Drew Don. Don Dellinger is the last name, and Drew is the first name. Very unusual.
He's going to be number 82 to me the rest of the ball game. So Wildcats take over. They bent. didn't give up but about 12 yards after that turnover, so they're going to start at the 39-yard line with 6:26 left.
Aubrey held the ball there for 8 plays, moved it from their 48 to the Sulphur Springs 39. Wildcats lead 24-7. Drew Timmons hands off. This is Jackson Hare, pops through.
That's
Hare.
Dobson. That's Dobson.
Oh, was that Dobson?
Mm-hmm. Dobson Martin for 9.
Hare wears 7 and Dobson Martin wears number 9, and so sometimes the expectation that it's Jackson Hare gets to us.
I try to see if Jackson's on the slot because that's the easiest way to do it because we don't know, but he's on the slot out here this time.
Now that is Dobson Martin then on the gain to the 48-yard line.
Now Jackson's going back to the running back, so he's back there. We're going to have to identify that pre-snap.
This is 2nd and 1.
And there goes 5 yards because we had about 5 people go false start. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 now.
This is the first time we've had problems with pre-snap penalties this year.
Yep.
So move it back to the 43.
And it's obvious from our success this year, too, is that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot.
24-7 Sulphur Springs, 5:41 left to go third quarter. This was a tight game throughout most of the first half. Wildcats led it 10-7 going into the last 3 minutes of the first half, but scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes to take that 24-7 lead. Now this is 2nd down and about 7 for Sulphur Springs. Timmons passing, complete to the sideline, and this is Jackson Hare, who goes down the sideline into Aubrey territory, bumped out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
That was a good play. Another one of those just little swing passes. Jackson just snuck out of the backfield and made it down there. Hooten Hardware first down at the 33-yard line.
23-yard gain by Jackson Hare on the pass from Drew Timmons. First down Wildcats at the Chaparral 33-yard line, leading 24-7. Ball on the near hash mark and moving right to left. Faking to Jackson Hare, now passing to the near side.
Quinn Harris on that one. That's about his second half of the pass. They're doing a really good job of these other receivers, too. They're getting just outside the numbers, and they're squaring off. And with these swing passes, they can go between them and the sideline and picking up substantial yards. Got 9 out of that one.
Quinn Harris is the Wildcats' either tight end or H-back, depending on where they line him up. Sometimes maybe they'll line him up in the slot also.
Yep. Got trips up top this time. Jackson's in the backfield.
2nd and 1 from the 24-yard line of Aubrey. And Timmons setting up a screen pass, and it is complete. This is Jackson Hare. Hare inside the 10 to the pylon, diving, touchdown, Wildcats.
I was going to say 22 doesn't have a chance one-on-one with him. Hooten Hardware first down on the 34-yard touchdown pass, or 24-yard touchdown pass.
Jackson Hare on the screen pass, and a great job of running after the catch by the senior Jackson Hare, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Extra point coming. Matthew Jeter will snap. Mason Cooper will hold. Wildcats lead 30-7. Eric Rodriguez, who has been perfect on his extra points this season, and he still is perfect. 31-7, a 24-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 4:55 to go, third quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Attention Wildcat fans, the winner tonight of the Wildcat Athletic Booster
Okay, I'm going to wait for the mic just for a sec.
for a night in the suite at the October 12th Hall of Fame game. That winner is Jason and Tracy Hare. Could Jason or Tracy please see David McKay for details?
Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats for that 24-yard touchdown pass on a screen from Drew Timmons to Jackson Hare. 31-7 the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs, let's see, that's a 61-yard drive following
Number 16,
the Wildcats taking over on downs at the 39-yard line. It's just took 4 plays. 31-7 Sulphur Springs. This game was tied at 7. Midway through the first quarter, Wildcats led 10-7. Going into the late stages of the second quarter, here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, and it lands at the 2-yard line and then hops into the end zone. As Tony pointed out to you on the previous kickoff, that was a kind of a dangerous situation there for Aubrey, because had the ball bounced the other way, it would have been a live ball there inside the 10. And pretty much the same thing happened on this kickoff. So Hare, a 48-yard run in the first quarter, 36-yard touchdown pass from Timmons with 30 seconds to go in the first half, and now a 24-yard pass on a screen from Drew Timmons. What a combination. 4:55 to go third quarter. Aubrey with the football once again from the 25-yard line, and on first down, handoff up the middle, and between the tackles they go. And the carry here is by Connor Murphy. It's a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 for Aubrey. Wildcats have an open week next Friday night before they travel to Salina. Number 1 team in the state, defending state champion, 2 weeks from tonight. Once again, here's a handoff up the middle, and this is Murphy. Big hole for him, as Murphy with a head of steam all the way to the 47-yard line.
It'll be first down for the Chaparrals.
17-yard gain there.
They've moved out almost to the midfield there, so the Wildcats are bending a little. 4:12 and running, third quarter.
Murphy was not one we expected to play all that much for Aubrey tonight, but he's had a big night. And again, they give it to Connor Murphy between the tackles, and Murphy into Sulphur Springs territory to the 48-yard line. So the Chaparrals moving the ball on the ground right now.
But moving it around midfield's no problem. It's just whether or not we can hold them when the time comes.
This is second down and 4. Ball between the hash marks, and there appears to be some confusion here as the quarterback, Will Story, wanted to hand off, but nobody to hand off to, so he keeps it, brings it out to the right side, and is brought down near the line.
TJ Bolden there, I'm sorry.
Near the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 or 3 is going to be now 3rd and 5.
Third down.
He was determined not to give that off. It was going to be somewhat of an option, but Will likes the ball in Will's hands.
Snap to Story. They're in the pistol, and they give it off to Johnny Johnson, the pistol back, who does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Great charge there by the Wildcat defense. And Tony, again, I see here T.J. Bolden.
T.J. Bolden, Truth Holmes, all got in there. That one was going nowhere, and all of a sudden they gave up a few yards, and now we're punting from midfield.
And we do see Truth Holmes back in the ballgame.
Yep.
There was a little bit of concern
out
about that a few plays ago.
He's grinning on the sidelines after that one. So we got Gio to the right and Jackson Hare to the left for the punt.
4th and 7 from the Wildcat 49-yard line. Chavez the punt. And the Wildcat's going to let it bounce here. And it will be taken down at the 22-yard line, or downed at the 22-yard line of Sulphur Springs. So not a particularly great punt, but not a terrible punt.
About a 26-yarder. They haven't punted it far enough for us to catch it really and truly. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but 2:06 left in the third. Pretty quick second half so far. Just played in the middle of the field and inbounds, and that suits Sulphur Springs just fine. Up 31-7.
2:06 left to go in the third quarter. Have you got any new scores to pass along to us?
I hadn't looked. There's still halftime on the Bobcats game, so let's see if anything's moving on the other fronts.
Penalty being walked off here against the Wildcats.
That'll have to be holding. Paul Pewett's beating Cooper 22-6. Greenville is down 48-27 to Mesquite. Como is up 40-30. Alba Golden's making a little comeback. Dallas Christian Pittsburgh tied at 17. So they've made a little comeback.
Wildcats starting from their own 13-yard line. Deuce Timmons, the Wildcats quarterback in the shotgun, hands off on first down. Short gain up the middle. And that was Dobson Martin that time.
The middle is brought down by number 1, Jackson Dormus. It's going to be second down.
Yep, gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Going to run out of this third quarter pretty quick on this possession, and that's just fine.
Wildcats led 24-7 at halftime. They have the touchdown from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare on a 24-yard screen pass was the play. And now 2nd down and 9. Timmons faking the handoff, decides to keep it himself, and now he is out the gate, down the sideline, and somebody got his heel and caused him to stumble. Otherwise, I think he'd be crossing the goal line about now.
Yep, they weren't going to get him, so whoever it was made a real good effort and just happened to clip his heel. So a Hooten Hardware first down, going to go to the 40-yard line, I believe.
See, they're going to mark it at the 39. No, you're right.
40-yard line.
The Aubrey
and they
40.
started out at the 14, I believe.
Right.
That's what scorecard.
That is correct. That's a 45-yard gain, 44-yard gain by Deuce Timmons.
There goes
First
Dobson.
First down, and they go off left tackle. It is Dobson Martin, the junior for Sulphur Springs, to the 34-yard line.
Might have a flag or something. I heard some extra. Yep, got a flag somewhere, so probably going to have a hold or a, holding against the Wildcats. Going to negate that one, I'm afraid. Nope, face mask against them, so we're going to add 15. So that's going to go from the 34 to the 29. So that's 2 Hooten Hardware first downs on that one. We'll take that.
Ball is marked at the 19-yard line of Aubrey on the face mask penalty. You heard referee Andrew Chestnut with the call a moment ago. Wildcats on the march here, started at their own 13-yard line after a penalty on the punt. And now they are at the Aubrey 19-yard line, leading 31-7, under a minute to go, third quarter. Deuce Timmons in the shotgun, handing off up the middle.
Dobson Martin running like a bull.
And bowled over tacklers there at the line of scrimmage and gets down to the 12-yard line.
He gets under their pads and then drives with those strong legs. That young man is strong, I'm here to tell you.
Again, we don't have heights and weights on him. He is not very tall. But he is solidly built.
I'm going to say 5'6", 5'7" at the max, but he is a football player. He's been off. To me, he's the surprise player of our offensive team this year because he's an extreme contributor.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Ball in the near hash, moving right to left. Timmons in the pocket to throw, passing, complete, touchdown.
Jackson
Virgil who makes the catch just inside the boundary on the near side.
There was a short cornerback that had him back there, and that was just an extreme mismatch there. So now we got 37 with 38 waiting.
So what looked like a close ball game late in the first half has now gone all the way to the other side for Sulphur Springs with a 37-7 lead, and now the extra point by Eric Rodriguez makes it 38-7.
I thought I'd had that foot and mouth by saying this was going to be a 3-touchdown score. In that first half, it had me worried a little, but now it looks more like our prediction.
38-7, the Wildcats, and Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, for that 12-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Virgil. And this is Wildcats football on KSST.
Commerce is up 51-10 at halftime.
That is a shot.
That's something. Something is wrong in Winsboro.
Yep.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's see. The Wildcats go 80 field goal.
Game. It's not a situation, but it is.
Snap. Fake to Keyshawn John. Timmons stepping up, throwing at the goal line.
Dodge.
Touchdown. That's Brody.
Harry did a great pass. That Bruce can throw the ball. He's got amazing accuracy, and he's got a big core of receivers. And Brody Dodd just entered the score books for the year. I think that should be his
first touchdown catch, and the score goes to 44-7. Springs with 46 to go. I think that
it may be.
Is the snap and the kick by Eric Rodriguez is good. 45-7 the Wildcats. 46 to go. This game was 7 going to the late stage.
Yep, I'm gonna say that Timmons is throwing the last touchdown pass of the game too.
Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says way to go Wildcats. That touchdown from Bruce Timmons to Cody Dodd. 45 from the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs on KSA. Now, there's one. Jackson Hare.
That'd be odd.
He has a touchdown run.
Good.
That's a scramble, I recall. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Eric Rodriguez. He kicks it deep, and a fair catch call at the 5-yard line. By Jackson Medlock is really the thing that broke it wide open.
It was.
And allowed them to take that 24-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. Here's a bubble screen over on the far side. And Antoine Jones makes the catch. He gets a block and is able to work his way up to the 34-yard line, although I have not seen where they spotted it yet. Okay.
Yep, I wondered if the flag was going to be there because Grayson Hardy didn't get off the field, so we had 12. They called illegal substitution, declined it. 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. Will Story, high snap, pulls it down. Story going right, close.
They're going to get
to the forward marker there. Matthew Jeter, the tackle. We heard public address announcer Jeff Harris tell us.
Nottingham's coming off kind of gingerly. I think he got an ankle twisted play before, so he's getting replaced by Nate Adams. So again, some new names and faces in the defense right now.
Play action pass. Or throw into the flat on the near side. Pass is out, and then the receiver gets away from the Wildcat tower, and will have a first down in Springs territory.
Mason Horn in there. We had a cornerback that just got slung around and almost had to stop, but Mason came in and kept him making a big play.
Riley's the catch and the run there for the Chaparrals to the Sulphur Springs 48, first down. And on this first down play, they end off up the middle, and this is Johnny Johnson. Some 50 moves there, and gets down to the 2-yard line of the Wildcat.
T.J. Abram caught him by the foot. He stumbled forward for about a gain of 6.
That previous play was a yard. 2nd down at about 3. Set up the bubble score on the far side, and look like it'll be good. First down. They go to Antoine Jones again. To the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and it's a first down. James Johnson for the Wildcats. Clock stopped with 7:06 to go, and Sulphur Springs ahead 45-7. And here's a sizable for Aubrey. I guess that was the quarterback Story keeping it. I thought he had handed off, but he faked the handoff.
He's tired when this ball game's over. Run the ball a lot of runs.
Yeah. Fighting with a short stick he is.
Yeah.
10 and 3.
Number 14.
And the handoff here is, this is again Connor Murphy, who's seen a lot of action and had quite a few carries tonight. Gets down to the 21-yard, gain of 4 yards.
I think number 22, Zay Godbolt, was in the middle of that one.
So that's a first down for Aubrey at the Wildcat 22. Play action. Pass to the slot on the near side. Receiver makes the catch, tries to break away from the Wildcat tackler, but couldn't do it. And the catch there for Aubrey is by Lemons again.
Cameron Jeffrey had got that foot and would not let go. Now, you've got to be making some here. Realize this is the reserves for the most part on defense. Don't get worried.
Down 2, and they cannot connect. Another bubble screen intended for Antoine Jones over on the far side, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 for Aubrey. Under 6 minutes to go. The Wildcats on top, 45-6. Sulphur Springs, a couple of touchdowns late in the first open. 12-yard run. 36-yard pass from Timmons to with hair wide open at the 10-yard line.
Panther has got in front of Salina 21-14, about minutes left in the third quarter.
That game being played at Salina. 3rd down and 2, and
timeout by Aubrey. That's their second of the half.
Takes a time. 45-7. The Wildcats. This is Wildcats football on KSS. Thank you, Jess.
I'm sticking with Panther Creek.
Yeah. Well,
3, 2, 1.
big 3rd down play coming up here for Aubrey. Tony, what's going on in the Salina Creek game?
21-14. I don't know the number, but I think it was their Oregon receiver recruit that's all everything. 4-star receiver. Looks like he caught a touchdown pass. So 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Salina's in not so familiar territory.
And here's going to be a first down to the 5 line as Aubrey quarterback takes the snap and just lowers his shoulder and plows ahead to the 5 for a gain of 9 yards. So that's Panther Creek leading Salina 21-14, and they are in the 4th quarter.
No, still in the third. They were about a half a quarter behind us. This is being televised, and I don't know if there was a delay or what.
1st and goal for Aubrey.
There we go.
Handoff up the middle and going nowhere.
T.J. Bolden kind of submarine there, so we've still got some. We might have put some of the first stringers back in to see if we can keep giving up a score, but we got a little bit of a mixture on there of starters and reserves.
Wildcats stack them up on that play. 2nd down goal from the 6 after a loss of 1. Snap Story. Story passing deep into the end zone.
They caught it.
And touchdown for Aubrey.
Perfect pass. They threw a back corner pass. It was well executed, and give them credit.
Caught on the back corner of the end zone. And that is Riley Lemons' name we've said a couple of times tonight for the touchdown. 6-yard touchdown pass from Will Story to Riley Lemons. Extra point coming up here. Their first touchdown since early in the first quarter. Peyton Campbell, place kicker for the Chaparrals, drills it through the uprights, and it is 45-14. Sulphur Springs on top with 5:04 to go in the ballgame. This Wildcats football on KSST.
One more time.
Okay.
Seconds. 4, 3, 2.
75-yard drive and 11 plays for Aubrey. As Tony has pointed out, that's against quite a few of the Wildcat substitutes on defense. 17-yard pass to Lemons on the drive. Lemons, the 6-yard pass from Story, and that was a well ball, Tony.
It was. It was outstanding. You throw that to the pylon, and it's exactly what he did. He got to the outside shoulder of the cornerback, and there wasn't anything he could do.
Tony, what's the latest score you have on Commerce and Winsburg?
I'll have to get over there. It was 51-10 at halftime.
Commerce.
And
what a shocker.
That is a huge shocker. Panther Creek just intercepted Salina, so they're for real on this ball game here. Let me see if I can get an update on Commerce.
Winsboro, the number 1 ranked 3A Division I team in the state this week, undefeated. Commerce had lost once.
51-10 halftime, still the latest score.
Wow. Here is the kickoff by Campbell for the Aubrey Chaparrals, and Wildcats with that was Jackson Hare still there, was it not? Yes.
Yep. Some of the special teams you don't really mess with. Even you're not. That's why fair called instead of. That's the version of reserve there. Just catch it, get it there, don't get him hurt. That's what mode we're in right now. Is get out of the ball game. 5 minutes left, no injury. We've had a couple off, but I don't think we've had anything serious. It's another thing, just pre-snap penalties that we're not. We haven't been beset with injuries this year like we've seen in the last couple of years.
So
knock on wood.
Mason Cooper in the game at quarterback for the Wildcats. And a quick pass out to the flat.
Ben Lovelady again.
Yeah,
He's getting his name called.
Ben Lovelady makes the catch, then moves upfield for a nice get out to the, actually a couple of yards. Appeared to be bigger gain than was behind the line of scrimmage, so he gets to the 27 for a gain of 2. But shrugged off the first contact there from Chaparral tackler. Second down and 8. Mason Cooper in the game at quarterback. And this looks like Keyshawn John, and John, who's defined in there sometime, as not have much height-wise, but then to the near side and is bumped to the 5-yard line. Be a first down, but there's some discussion. Right.
Shooting hard work. Lineman off that got tied up with he got his jerked off, and Coach Faircloth is playing with the referee for a penalty, but didn't give one. It was still a hooting hardware first down at the 36-yard line.
9-yard gain by Keyshawn John for the first down for the Wildcats. 4:21 to go. Wildcats going to go to 5-0 on the season here. Snap to Mason Cooper. Cooper gives it off. Keyshawn John pops through a hole and bounces inside and ducks out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A lot of running for a 3-yard gain.
Well, and what's going on right here is we need to stay in bounds.
Yeah.
That's legitimate. The coaching staff needs to be saying, stay in bounds, not worried about yardage, get the clock run.
Second down and 7. 45-14, Sulphur Springs. This first district game of the season against the Aubrey Chaparrals. Wildcats end up winning the game probably by a bigger score than the one last year, 35-14. Snap to Cooper. Hand off to John, and this is going nowhere. He is met in a scrimmage, and it'll be a question here as to where they say his forward progress.
He lost about a yard, about
a yard. So third down and
Keyshawn's kind of got a target on his back right now too, because Aubrey knows we're going to pretty well run it up the middle, so they're just putting everybody in there. So
yeah. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wildcats moving left to right. Mason Cooper throws it out to Keyshawn John coming out of the backfield, makes a nice catch, and then able to get another yard or two as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but that's about all.
Going to be 4th and 7 there. But the clock continues to run. We'll go under 3 minutes here. They'll go ahead and send Rodriguez out to punt.
Eric Rodriguez punting tonight for the Wildcats rather than Jackson Hare. And Wildcats head coach Brandon Faircloth had told us during the week we might expect that for whatever reason. But Eric Rodriguez, perfectly capable punter himself.
Yeah, he's done a good job. They just got a single safety back there.
Snap to Rodriguez. Gets away. And this is a booming punt.
Yep.
Mercy, where'd that
landed inside the still went about the run out.
So that's excellent punt. Eric Rodriguez.
50-yard punt.
That's a 52-yard punt. Yep. Talented man.
Yep. Tried to get there and catch it over his shoulder, and he just couldn't get to it. 33 left, fixing to have a minute warning coming up.
45-14, the Wildcats. And if you're just tuning in, can't emphasize that this was a very tense game throughout the entire first until the last few minutes.
Correct.
I think the big play of the game, the Will Story, and then the Wildcats stripped him of the ball, and Jackson Medlock recovered at the Aubrey 39. Wildcats went on in to score
2 plays.
And it was 24-7, and
that's what broke.
They have never looked back. And now 2:33 to go with a 5-14 Wildcat lead. A player coming on to the field very late here for Aubrey.
Didn't have enough on the line. They're going to maybe get the play done.
That was left tackle. Story, the quarterback, play action pass, throwing and caught across the 15-yard line.
TJ Abram on tackle.
Riley Lemons the catch out to the 18-yard line. So a gain of 8.
They gave him a first down.
Did he?
Yep.
I'm not sure what I was looking at then. And the Story going to be sacked. Yeah, they gave him the 20-yard line. First they were going to mark it at the 18. They gave him the 20. He is back 15.
Carter Anderson tackle. There's the 2 warning.
Think in high school football.
I'm fine with it. That extra time out. It's all strategy.
5-14 Sulphur Wildcats.
$14, 2 minutes left in the third.
If you can district scores, the Paris score in particular.
Okay.
That's good. Leading the Aubrey Chaparrals in the first district 7-4A division. Down in play for Aubrey. High snap to Story, but he pulls it down. Little hold to his right now, going deep, and the receiver goes down at the 45-yard line. I'm sure he thinks that the flag should be thrown, but apparently.
Now they got 2 of them. They're going to get them. It'll be a first down, but it's 15 yards from previous spot instead of giving it spot foul, so that's okay. Commerce Winsboro says 51-13 finals, and that was real quick, so I don't know but what they Paris is up on Lake Dallas to 6 and start.
Paris is leading. Was the
20 to 6.
Aubrey yard line pass interference penalty against the Wildcats. They keep it on the ground, and it's a short gain up 32-yard line. Second down and 8. And that's Johnny Johnson.
Pittsburgh Pirates came back to win 23-20 over Dallas Christian. So Jim Huffstadler's team is 3-1 or 4-1 now, I believe.
Second and 7. High snap over the head. Will Story, the quarterback, and he has to chase it down and fall on it back 21 yards.
We got a 5 though. We're going to have some sort of unsportsmanlike or something. Everybody's getting frustrated right now. Probably going to be an unsportsmanlike from somebody.
Five to 4 Sulphur Springs. 2 minutes all game.
Yep.
And the personal unnecessary roughness against the Chaparrals.
They're getting frustrated. Understandable. It to go. So. Yards. It's not distant.
And they put the down here at the 18-yard line.
We've had long down distances. This is now second down and about 23.
Yeah, all right, 23. That's near enough. Second 23, and we're down to a minute to go in the game. And the clock is rolling. 45-14. The Wildcats.
And Aubrey doing its part by running and keeping the clock going.
Run the ball between tackles for a decent game.
Third down.
Need one more play, and they just tell him to knee and let the clock run.
Johnny Johnson on the game out to the 25-yard line, 7-yard gain. 34 seconds to go. Wildcats will be 5-0 for the season. Aubrey will fall to 1-4. Snap to Story in the shotgun. Hand off to Johnson at right tackle. Wildcats stack him up. Loss back to the 23. That looked like T.J. Bolden.
I think they'll snap again. Their coaches are coming out.
Yep, and they're running off the field, and the handshake line will begin, and the Wildcats will win this one 45 over the Chaparrals. The Wildcats, 7th-ranked team in 4A Division I in the state of Texas, will have an off week to get ready for the Salina Bobcats in 2 weeks. Wildcats on KSS.
(21-21) in the 4th.
Wow.
Some kind of ball game.
SST brought to you by the Alliance Bank, East Texas Farmers Co-op, Dairy Justice Hospital, Farm Country, P Products, Bear, BT City National Bank, White House Assisted Living, J. Chevrolet, University Interscholastic League. The pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime is presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. The Wildcats win it 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals here tonight. I want to get a chance here to total some things up. Cats Deuce Timmons had another sensational night for Sulphur Springs, and I tell you, this was he has had him under a first half.
I'd like to see what his blood pressure in the first quarter, because he was getting frustrated. He's not used to people catching him.
But he ended up with a terrific night for the Wildcats. we need to total all of that up. And we're going to take another break here. We'll come back and recap the scoring for you and give you more particular numbers on Deuce and the other Wildcats when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. 2-minute break, James. Yeah. So. 1, 2, 3, 4 passes.
My nephew was showing me the slide TV. Got it going.
Wildcats win 5-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals here this evening at Gerald Press Stadium. And the curtains are coming out. It's time to go home, apparently.
They send us a little slight message.
Right. We'll have to wrap this up fairly quickly. But to summarize Deuce Timmons tonight, he had 4 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown rushing. Jackson Hare had 1 touchdown rushing and 2 touchdown receptions, and the other Wildcat touchdown passes to Jackson Virgil and Brody Dodd had a touchdown tonight. So not to run through this thing in too much detail, but Jackson Hare had a 48-yard run on the Wildcats' first possession, which the thing just totally opened up the middle for him, and I don't think a Chaparral touched him. They were in the wrong defense or something. But easy touchdown run for Jackson Hare. Later, Deuce Timmons scored the Wildcats' second touchdown on a 12-yard run. As I recall, he scrambled up the middle. Before that, Eric Rodriguez had a 32-yard field goal. Wildcats scored on a 36-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare over the middle. To end the first half or to bring the first half to an end or nearly so, and Sulphur Springs had taken the ball on a fumble recovery by Jackson Medlock as the Wildcats had set the Chaparral quarterback on just a couple of plays prior to that, taking over at the 39-yard line. And then in the second half, Sulphur Springs scores on a 24-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare. That was on a screen pass,
it was.
Tony, and a great run after the catch by Hare. And then a beautiful pass from Timmons to Jackson Virgil on the near side, near the sideline, coming late third quarter, and then the final touchdown to the other end of the field early in the fourth quarter from Timmons to Brody Dodd. It was a 15-yard touchdown pass. So this game appeared to be one that the Wildcats were going to have to struggle to win late into the first half, but they broke it open, had that 24-7 lead at halftime, and had an easy time of it in the second half.
And it was a good game to have kind of a gut check in the first quarter, too. We haven't had that, so when district gets here, everybody tightens up a little. We responded. We took care of it. This defense that is not very big but is very active is proving itself. I don't know what our points against are for the whole year, but it's not very many, and they're proving that they'll give up some yards, but they don't give up a whole lot of scores. So now we got 5 district games left, and we're really should be gaining some confidence.
Wildcats have given up 39 points in 5 games.
That's not bad.
So you've had it was 48-6 against Mesquite Poteet, 42-12 against Greenville. That was just in one half of football, by the way. 56-6 over Bullard, 37-7 last week over Mount Pleasant, and then tonight 45-14.
Yep.
So over Aubrey.
So you're not giving up more than 2 scores per game as an average, and that's good because we're putting it in the end zone a whole lot more than that.
Now I predict the next 4 games going to be much tougher.
2 of them are for sure. We got 2 of them, Salina and Panther Creek, which is tied 21 all with 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter at Salina. That's our next opponent. Lake Dallas is giving Paris some fits and so forth, and Paris, they're going to be equivalent to this game tonight, I think. So, and then Community is just Community, and I hate to say that, but bless their heart, they're just so outclassed here. But they did that last year, and all of a sudden we didn't take care of it. Really, we went out there probably not figuring much. We need to. Yeah. They just took a score there, so Salina's going up from there. On a personal note, I told you this story early, and I wanted to tell her. I got stopped in Walmart this week by Janie Chapman, who is Buddy Funderburk's daughter. And Buddy Funderburk used to do these Wildcat games way back in the 60s, whatever. Him and Bill Bradford and Gerald Prim started this and made the legacy, and she said how much she enjoyed listening to us and everything. So it's nice to hear people that, to where we know the message is getting out and that we're being received and that they enjoy the product. Right. So that's a nice personal note. I'm glad you mentioned that. Salina takes a lead here over 28-21. 28-21 over Frisco Panther Creek. And Commerce ends up 51-10 or 51-13, and it was the halftime score, and then all of a sudden it's final. So I don't know if something's going on or what. It ended too quickly, but it probably was 1-2 where they said run the clock without anything. They just ran the ball and didn't score, and all of a sudden in 24 minutes you're done. That is a stunner. Do you have some other scores that you could what the Como Picton and Alba Golden score was interesting? Let me see right quick. Got to get back to my app. They're going to run us out of the Bill Bradford press box if we're not careful. All right. Cooper lost to Pewitt. Greenville lost to Mesquite. Como won 48-30 over Alba. Pittsburgh beat Dallas Christian 20-17. Mount Vernon big over Mineola. Commerce big over Winsboro. Paris 20-16 with 6 minutes left in the 4th, and Rains 29-20 over Eustis with 2 minutes left. So Paris has a small lead over Lake Dallas. Paris has a 4-point lead with 6 minutes left. Late in that game. All right, good. So again, the Wildcats win it tonight, 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals to go 5-0. The Wildcats, Tony, have the open week next week. So they have 2 weeks to prepare for Salina. You see that as a big advantage? Both. It can be good and bad. You don't need, if it wasn't Salina, but now we're going to be obsessed. They've got such history, so it can get in your head both ways. So it depends on how Coach Faircloth and them get to it. They need to say they're going to be tough, but I tell you what, with every week, I'm not scared going over there. I'm ready to go. I'd go tomorrow. Well, we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that one and find something else to do next Friday night. I've already got it. I'm going to go see Carrollton Creekview and Jason Garcia. Well, I think I'm going to see Commerce and Malik
kickoff next
That'll be a
Friday.
pretty good one, too.
So Wildcat football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. Pre-game brought to you by Super Handy, halftime by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. So the 45-14 Wildcat win sends them to 5-0. We say thanks to James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. Matt Jensen is our technical director and video producer, and you'll be able to see this game later on YouTube and on Channel 18. And thanks, of course, to Tony Flippin. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from the Bill Bradford press box at Gerald Prim Stadium.
Thank you, guys. We do have a quality broadcast team. Folks, you've been listening to Wildcat Football on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. After with this from UIL, we'll go back to